we were already having opportunities to do things virtually through COVID, but I think we were still in some ways holding a shared in-person experience as the premier experience. That had to shift because taking care of community looked like being apart. And so seeing how it transformed into a purely online experience where the only part of community was actual virtual, in addition to the experience being virtual, things were actually not lost. They were shifted. They were different, but we were still able to produce that. We were still able to create the things that mattered the most about it.
Probably my greatest contribution to the project is having been on it as we were going online and just being really, because I had already worked with it, being pretty familiar with what the project looked like in person and being able to create a nice sort of module setup on Moodle to try to recreate those stations that you would go to in person, but create them in a Moodle format so you can have a very similar experience online as you would have had if you were going to hunt.
Victor Hugo once said that there is nothing in the world more powerful than an idea whose time has come.
A lot of people talk about digital humanities these days, but a lot of people don't understand what those words mean, because I have to confess that before I experienced this project, I didn't really know what people meant when they said digital humanities. So now, I get it.
So I've had people who've come to the public exhibitions or attended as part of their courses here at NC State who've reflected on it and said, wow, this is really something. I didn't understand that this was the message back then, and boy, this message is relevant today. And it changes the way I feel about some things, right? So ultimately, I do want people to be transformed by this. I want them to be transformed in how they think about themselves. How do we transform people's hearts and minds and their lives? What leads to that? What leads to that kind of transformation? So these are the kinds of questions I've always been interested in, and this project is the way to actually get at it and observe it.